All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna need today. I've got 1.5 tomato, about a handful of cashew nuts, cardamom pods and cloves, garlic, and ginger. These items we're gonna boil in about 2 cups of water for 5 minutes with the lid on until the tomatoes get nice and soft. Then for the sauce or the gravy, we're gonna need a little bit of oil, obviously to saute. We have Kashmiri red chili powder, we have turmeric powder, bay leaves, coriander powder, Kasoori methi leaves, 2 onions that I'm gonna go ahead and chop up finely, cumin powder, red chili powder, salt, of course, and then we're gonna have some eggs. I'm gonna boil about 5 or 6 of these eggs and keep a couple of them to grate on top later. And can't forget the cilantro leaves. In my pot, I have about 3 to 4 cups of water that has come to almost a boil. We're gonna add all the cashews, the cloves, the cardamom pods, the garlic, ginger, and the tomatoes, and let it boil for about 5 to 6 minutes until the tomatoes are cooked. And then we're just gonna go ahead and peel the skin off and toss it all in the blender and make it into a puree. So we're gonna saute the onions and the bay leaves in a little bit of olive oil until they get brown. Usually it takes about 4 to 5 minutes. Now we're gonna add in that tomato puree that we made. We're gonna let that cook for about 8 minutes, maybe 10, depending on how you have your heat. We're gonna allow it to cook until the oils start releasing. And then at this point, we're gonna add in our dry masalas. So we've got our turmeric powder, coriander powder, cumin powder, red chili powder, Kashmiri chili powder, salt. And go ahead and adjust the spiciness of the dish according to your liking by adding more red chili powder as needed. Now I'm going to add in some water. I reserved some water from the tomato boil that we did earlier, and we're going to add maybe about a half a cup. And then we're going to allow it to cook again for 4 to 5 minutes and let it come to a boil. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna do a quick taste test and see if we need to add anything else. If not, I'm just gonna top it with a little bit of Garam Masala, and we're gonna take that Kasoori methi and grind it up between your fingers and toss that in there. Allow it to cook about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna start adding the eggs that we boiled. I tried not to cut them all the way through so they stay better in texture, but we know they don't always work out that way. So go ahead and add some of that gravy on top, and then we're going to cook for another 5 minutes. So this egg dish is almost ready. Lastly, I'm going to take the last egg that I saved, and I'm just going to grate the white over the dish. And of course, we're going to top with cilantro. And there you have it. Thanks for cooking with Nim.